All right, just got this tractor. This is a Fordson Major from the 50s. So it's really old. But yeah, it was cheap. Doesn't really start. At least the guy that I bought it from couldn't get it to start, so he was nice enough to deliver it to me. I mean, I paid him, but we tried rolling it down my little hill here, but this is not very steep, so just couldn't get enough speed to get it going. But yeah, so I'm thinking I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit, see if I can get it to start. I'm usually pretty lucky with this sort of stuff, so. And even though it is old, it has all the modern, or semi-modern hookups. It's got regular like Type 2 connectors back here, so you can hook up stuff. Got a center top beam here, normal tractor stuff, this kind of thing. Got a power takeoff, got a tow hitch, even has hydraulics. Seems like they're, I don't know, somewhat functional. I really want to try this all out, so my thoughts about this one is just to use it around the property here to, maybe I get a snowblower or something for it, and maybe a little trailer, because I have some plans of digging out this field a little bit. This field has really old drainage. It's like a stream that goes around it, because there is like a natural little creek that goes down here towards the lake, but it's sort of clogged up in places, particularly down behind this little shed here. So I'm going to clear that all out with a digger, and if the water can just roll through normally, then it's not going to fill my field, which this is now pretty muddy. You can barely even walk in this because it's just so moist. So that's the plan. But first step is to get this thing running. So I'm gonna try to jump it with a little tractor before I do anything else. Yeah, so this thing actually has 2 batteries. Just seems like a lot for such a reasonably small unit, but it's just 12 volts hooked in series. It's not 24 volts. So in theory, it should work. So we'll see. So I'll try to fire up the little tractor. So the thing does have power to it, so the electric should be okay. I tried to start it, and I was getting kind of a little bit of a spark, but no movement. So I know the thing starts because the guy had it running yesterday. He was managed to jump start it by pulling it with another tractor or something. I could do that, but I'm just alone, so it's kind of difficult to do by myself. So I'm just going to leave that thing running, charging it up. And I'll try to start it after like 10-15 minutes to see if it works then. try once more. I'm starting to get sick of listening to that lawnmower. I want to hear this thing run. Come on, let's do it. Neutral. Alright, this is the starter. So you just engage this while everything's in neutral. And there's a key as well. So there's light, you know, so there's something going on. The starter is here, so this engages the starter. So let's try to see if it works now. Oh, that's clicking a lot more actually. Hey, hey. Alright. Start it back off. Try this again. Brought another Ford product this time. Or this time, this thing though, horrible placement of the battery. Can barely get to it. But yeah, if this doesn't work, I guess it's gonna be new batteries for this one. Well, I think it's time to try some starch spray on it. Most comfortable rivals. Alright. I don't understand it. Hang on. That's it. You know, at this point, I don't have a clue what's going on. The thing is spinning good, plenty of power. There's some smoke coming out of it when I'm putting start gas into it, but there's absolutely no sign of it starting, which is really weird. There must be something I'm missing. I'm gonna try to start it with the valve lifter down. That's pretty much the only thing I got left to try. Everything's in neutral. Pumping diesel. It's weird. Really weird. I've been checking the thing over because this is just confusing to me. There is diesel in it, there is oil in it, there is coolant in it, but that shouldn't matter. I mean, it should still kick over, right? It's just spooling and spooling. It's just not. It's not even trying to start. I just find that really strange. There is smoke coming out, so it is going through some of that start spray. I don't know if there's just not enough juice or what's going on. I mean, like from the battery. It's really strange to me. I'm gonna try it once more. It's been sitting for a while now. show you, the engine is turning. There's no indication of starting up. Really weird. Huh. I mean, this shouldn't be caused by leaks. I could try to bleed the fuel system, but that wouldn't cause this, right? It would still sputter, you imagine? It should start off of this stuff, anyway. Alright. I rewired all the connections. So I'm just iffy about the one I had on the car. It's so hard to get it in there, but I really worked on it to really get a good hold on the battery terminal. So I'm going to try it once more. Jesus, Ford yoga. And if it doesn't work now, we're going to start bleeding fuel systems. Any experts? Tell me if I'm doing anything wrong. Ignition is on, stopper is off, neutral. This thing, I don't know. Well, I don't think this has a neutral. I think it just has high and low. So I'm gonna leave it in whatever the up position is. And then I engage the starter while holding the clutch, which I don't know if I need to do. Huh. All right. It is either, as I've said, not enough power. Just look at the Ford when I'm doing this. Look at the lights on it. Oh shit. It is really draining it, so I'm gonna try to bleed the fuel system. Curious about getting these ones loose. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. Oh. This wrench doesn't fit. So it's not a lot, man. I gotta get here just a little bit. This one I really can't get to. So. Well, let's try that anyway. See if we can get some fuel coming out of that. Can I just pump it with this? Would that work? Like there's nothing happening when I do that. Well, hang on. Hang on. Seriously? Is there... Oh, I might have found the problem. I think this has a fuel stop. It has to be, right? Oh no. Are you serious? Is that what that is? Still nothing. Try the other way. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be tight or not tight. Still don't feel anything. I imagine this needs to be open. Unscrewed. Oh, okay, so it goes to the other direction and then stops. I'm gonna try to crank it, see if I see any fuel. Leave you guys here. Anything? There's something there. I gotta check the footage. Yeah, see, the angle is a little bad, but there definitely was some fuel coming out of that thing. So, huh. And that one is one of the ones I got loose, right? Yes, okay. Alright, so I have 3 out of the 4 of them loose. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna crank it a little more. Just be sure. I probably got to turn the car on to get power, but all right. You know what? That fuel stuff thing might actually just be the issue. So before I mess any more with this, I'm gonna just retighten them. And see here. This is very easy to get to. And I'm just gonna retighten them and see if we can't get it started without messing with this any more than necessary. Is that tight now? Can't get to it anymore. I need a smaller wrench. What about you? You better for this? Not really. Oh, okay. I'm gonna restart the car. See if it works. I think this should be pretty tight, right? Yeah, okay, that is tight, actually. Alright. So I'm pretty much convinced that the problem here is just I simply don't have enough battery power to actually start. So I might just be flooding the engine. So I think I'm gonna stop. There is fuel coming, we saw that, right? And as I said earlier, I really don't think the thing needs to be bled out. I don't think there's air in the system because it was running just a few days ago. So I think I'm just gonna leave because, yeah, I think I'm just gonna charge up each of the batteries individually, give them like an hour each, and then try to start it off that, because then they both have some actual power. They're not just running off the Ford here, because the Ford apparently, you know, we can charge them, but it's not really given enough just when they're flat. So I'm gonna charge each battery for 1 hour. We'll try again. I realize the obvious answer is to kickstart it with the truck, because that also has 2 batteries, but I kind of don't want to risk that company truck. So another option, of course, is just buy new batteries, but there's clearly electricity going in there, so kind of want to avoid it if I can. Batteries aren't cheap, so we'll see. All right, friends, I gotta admit, I like messing around with stuff like this on my own, just to, you know, kind of figure out how it works. But sometimes that's not the quickest way to do things. So while this was charging up, I went on the YouTube and I you know, watched a video on the diesel system on this thing, and I realized that yes, this thing is indeed a fuel valve. And after looking at what I did in my own, you know, recording, I believe I turned it the wrong way, so I probably tightened it when I was trying to start it, and whatever fuel we saw coming out was probably what was just still in the lines. So now I've turned it the other way, and I also figured out on these tractors you don't actually have to undo the injectors. You only have to undo this thing, this little bolt right here. So because that will, you know, take air or bleed the fuel system, bleed all of them. So you can do the injectors, but obviously they're very hard to get to because you have a very small wrench. So, and I know when bleeding the fuel system that, you know, there's several things along the way, but I was thinking, you know, if there's no air at the end of it, then there's no air earlier on. So I opened this and it was under very high pressure, but as you can see, when I now do the lift pump, do one more, there is fuel here. and there seems to be no air. So I'm gonna try to mess with this once more just to confirm. So I'll turn it all the way the other way. See what happens. Nothing. Right, so that would indicate to me that that's closed. Now all the way to the left, which would be open, in my opinion. Yeah. All right, so we do have diesel flow. The valve should now be open. There's no air in this, which you should be able to see. I didn't really see anything in this thing. That's probably just because it's full of diesel and no air. So that is a good thing. All right, so I'm just gonna retighten this up. Yeah, you can cringe at me using the adjustable wrench, but I just didn't have anything to fit the size. I need to get a better tool set, I guess. So I'm gonna pump it a few more times. Put some more fuel in there. I'm gonna redo my connections. I'll try once more, because now I'm certain fuel is not the issue. We have fuel, we have pressure, no air. So the only thing left that could be the problem is simply that we don't have enough power. So if it doesn't start now, we know it's because it doesn't have enough juice, which is okay. We can fix that. These things, man. All right, here goes. Try it. It's over. So I believe this thing will run. So I'm gonna invest in a couple new batteries. Just annoys me that it has two. I do have a battery, spare battery, but I gotta buy another one. So hopefully they will fit. I think there's good space in here, isn't there? No, absolutely not. It's very tight. Come on, guys. All right, I'll look into it. All we really need is battery. I could try to charge it more, but I want this thing running. Let's see what I can do about it. But since you've been kind enough to suffer through this and not watch anything start, we're going to start this thing, because it probably needs a good clean out after idling for a few hours. So at least we can do that.